It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. I've changed my hairstyle so many times now, I don't know what I look like. I hear you, David Byrne. It's Tuesday. It's February the 17th. I'm here with Paul Fletcher.
Greetings.
And Ryder.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Oh, there it is.
It smells like victory.
At least that's the way my dad would always say that quote to me.
Yeah, there's a few things in between those two lines, but yeah. Oh, boy, Robert Duvall.
Robert Duvall.
What a run. What an absolutely astounding career. Man, that was a drag to look up yesterday and see on the scroller on the TV, Robert Duvall gone at 95. What a tremendous life force that guy had. Oh, my gosh.
Dad, that's a really good way to word it, a life force for sure.
Boy, I mean, we'll be talking about him. By we, I mean people who care at all about movies, even peripherally, forever. An absolute icon. Let's get to it. I'm feeling Minnesota, Paul Fletcher. What are some other headlines?
The National Park Service announced that for the first time in more than a decade, the Apostle Island Ice Caves opened for exploration yesterday. The mainland caves are said to be one of Lake Superior's most stunning winter spectacles. Have either of you done this?
I haven't. It looks so freaking cool, though.
Yeah, it
First
really
time
does.
I've ever heard of them is when they made that announcement.
So if you go up to Duluth and east about an hour-ish, you'll
now,
end
on
up
my map, east of Duluth is an hour into the lake.
Into the lake? Yeah.
Well, okay, so east around the lake.
Got
Don't
it.
go into the lake.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
Go around the lake.
Good.
Just
No.
easier.
Okay.
MnDOT says it will resume road work on 394 this coming Sunday. The project likely to impact traffic in the months, not weeks, not days, months to follow. The project aims to improve safety and extend the life of 34 bridges and ramps. Motorists should prepare for lane reductions and ramp closures through midsummer.
Resume. When did they quit?
Yeah, really.
Well, I
Okay.
thought during the winter, like they're not like full blown doing bridges and ramps and stuff, are they?
I'm just seeing.
I'm out there and the lanes are closed.
I'm seeing an expectation of low temperatures and precipitation on Friday. So have fun, boys.
Yeah.
A New York DOT employee was told to hit the road, but first she had to give the road back. State police say that Tina L. Beretta stole 20,000 pounds of asphalt millings. This haul, 20,000 pounds of asphalt millings. The haul valued at $250.
Ooh.
Wait, how much was it? 20,000?
20,000 pounds of asphalt.
10 tons of asphalt is worth $200.
$250.
Then what excuse is there ever to be a pothole?
Really? She allegedly directed the asphalt be loaded in a dump truck and delivered to a private address. Cops got a call from the DOT Investigations Bureau earlier this month, and she surrendered to police the next day. Beretta has been charged with petty larceny and official misconduct.
Wow. Okay, fair enough.
It probably took more money to track her down
wouldn't
than
you think?
to just replace the asphalt.
I mean, I talk about how much time does it take? What do you do with 20,000 pounds of anything?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I can't believe the DOT's apparently got its own internal affairs.
That's crazy.
It is. Most Olympic athletes aren't doing it to get rich. But if you were in a pinch, what's each medallion worth if you melted it down and sold it for scrap metal? Gold medal. Any guesses?
Gold medal's actually made of like solid gold, right?
Nope.
No?
It's actually
It's
outer.
big-
The
it's
outer
coated?
layer. The outer layer is gold. The internal is silver.
Oh, I thought it was cork.
Okay.
And it's not cork.
No. Okay.
Gold medal, I'm going to say $823.
I'm going to say
Closest without going over.
I'm going to say $1,700.
Not a bad guess. $2,300 gold medal.
Oh, man.
Silver medal, $1,400.
Okay.
And then it kind of falls off a little bit. Bronze, $5.60.
All right, that one's
God
coated then,
almighty.
right?
I know, right?
I worked like a monk for 4 years. I didn't talk to my friends or my family, and I got a $5 medal for being third best on planet Earth at
But it
something.
means so much more than that.
Jeez.
Okay, so the bronze medals are actually an alloy, 88% copper, and 12%. Let's play guessing game again. 12% what?
12%, oddly enough, plutonium, which is a real kick in the teeth to those hardworking athletes.
Doc Brown would be all over it.
I was going to say asphalt.
Asphalt, that's right.
Tin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
All right. A couple bought a couch from a friend, found quite a surprise in the couch.
My husband bought the couch off of a guy that he works with. They had gotten a new kitten, so he was still super scared, and he had been hiding for a day or two. They hadn't seen him. They got the couch loaded from a 3rd-story apartment building. It went on the U-Haul ride to our house, which was 15-30 minutes, and then it sat outside the whole day. We finally got the couch in later that night, and I swear to God, I moved that couch around like 50 million times. So it was like hours later when we were finally sitting there, and I kept hearing a bell from a cat collar. My husband was like, no, I don't hear anything. There's no way. I'm gonna start looking in this couch. I got it flipped over and I heard a thud, and sure enough, there was a cat.
I've dumpstered couches before and not found anything nearly as cool as a cat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Cat in the couch. I'm sorry. I got to question anybody who says that it was a drive, 15, maybe 30 minutes. That's twice as long. That's not, 15, 20, I'll accept. 15, 30? No, you got some real weird spatial situations happening.
Yeah, we were just going down the road. It's like 15 minutes to an hour away, something like that.
Yeah, no.
Cat's name is Cheeto.
Okay.
Cheeto didn't want to come out, by the way. They ended up having to cut a hole in the bottom of the couch they just bought, and it was returned to the friend. So the cat is safe and sound. Just
The cat
I don't know, man.
couch.
Put your mind at ease.
If I take a couch off your hands and there's a cat in there, I got first dibs. That's the way I'm looking at it.
I get it. Well, either that or a discount on the couch.
I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah. Legendary actor Robert Duvall passed Sunday at the age of 95. Had one hell of an acting run. Made his big screen debut as Boo Radley in the 1962 classic To Kill a Mockingbird.
Nice place to start.
Right?
Boo Radley, yeah.
What a movie.
I don't have a great recollection of a lot of stuff from school, but for whatever reason, the rings around his eyes as Boo Radley, as we watched that in school, just burned into my memory. A 6-time Oscar nominee, Duvall won just once, 1984's Best Actor for Tender Mercies.
Here's just a quick clip of him to gratify everybody.
Thank you for the dinner and a very pleasant evening. Maybe your car could take me to the airport. Mr. Corleone is a man who insists on hearing bad news immediately.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Tom Hagen. Don't tell me he's not a wartime conciliary. I'd go into battle with him anytime. The two Godfathers that matter. Apocalypse Now, Great Santini, The Natural, MASH, Network, Tender Mercies, as you mentioned, The Apostle. I mean, just off the top of my head. And then just so many other great appearances and performances. And also just such a true original as a man, as a producer, just a real unique character, man. What a run he had. 95. Goodness.
Yeah.
Can I go off of the super popular stuff?
Of course.
He did a silly, really, in the grand scheme of things, with all the roles, the great meaningful stuff he did a silly role, really, with Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder.
Yep.
And
Silliness.
To me, a movie like that just shows how great an actor somebody is, because he can, he was phenomenal as Harry Hogg in an otherwise largely silly NASCAR movie.
He's great.
Fantastic.
Just tremendous.
A 44-year-old in New Jersey is facing charges after he drove out onto a frozen lake, did donuts, and fell through the ice. Luckily, he's okay.
It's about more than you. When you commit an act like this, when you do something like this, there's a lot of other lives on the line.
They're responding to a call where there may be a victim. And until they're told otherwise, they have to treat it that way. Stupidity at its finest. It's not something you should be doing.
That's a perfect example of why driving and stepping on ice can be very dangerous.
That sounded like an outtake from a Three Stooges movie.
Just because the two guys talking there were Captain Frank Runza Jr.
Yeah.
and Township Mayor Michael Pasternak.
Sure.
It's Pasternak. It's probably calling past out there.
Cool. We got a cool.
I don't know. I want to take those two guys out on the ice here sometime.
Yeah, no kidding.
Someone called 911 after they saw the roof of the truck sticking out of the ice. The rest of it was submerged, so they had no idea what they were getting into.
Sure.
Nuts.
That's just what happens. Go ahead.
Okay. According to Krispy Kreme, fans who wear Mardi Gras beads to any shop today get an original glazed donut free of charge.
Fat chance.
Walk on in, hit the drive-thru, no purchase necessary. Just show them beads, baby.
Okay, so you have to bring the beads.
Yeah,
which
wear
you
them.
have
Wear the
gotten
beads.
from showing something else. This seems a little scandalous, Krispy Kreme.
That's true.
My brother Dave, he's 4 years older than me. He's a middle school science teacher. He's at Mardi Gras because he's always at Mardi Gras.
Oh, yeah?
He's gone, 25, 30 times over the last 40 years. He and his group of friends, and they go, and every year he's like, you got to do it. And I'm like, no, I don't. It's the last place on earth. I love New Orleans. I would never, ever want to be in Mardi Gras, New Orleans. It just sounds like,
no interest.
I went and toured Mardi Gras World where they make all the floats one time, and they kind of tell you the background. I guess those kids get off like an entire month for parade season.
It's nuts, man.
They don't have to go to school. It's just one after the other.
It's crazy.
At this point, I don't want to go because I'm afraid I might love it so much that I'll be like, what have I been missing this all these years?
You're going to join a crew, and that's the last we'll see of you.
Then I look at all their photos, and I'm like, no, it's just a bunch of people who don't get drunk anymore getting really drunk.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Let's talk about those Olympics. Yesterday, kind of a drag for the curling team from the United States. The women had a 3-game winning streak, and they lost to Italy, who was last place in the standings. They lost 7-2. It was a boat race. But that's okay. With the American team at 4-2, they're still tied for second in the standings. They're back up against Denmark today in a couple of hours. Speed skating, some Minnesotans, Georgia Birkland, Greta Myers, Connor McDermott, Mastowi, all men's and women's up on the ice going real fast today. And the biathlon, a Minnesotan named Paul Skomer will be appearing. Men's curling also against China at 2:05. Let's see, 2:05. Oh, a.m. Sorry. Thought that said p.m. That's already gone down. I don't know what happened. I'm just going to assume we won. A cool story for the Olympics yesterday. American bobsledder Alana Myers-Taylor won the monobob. That's the solo bobsledder. She's 41 years old. Nice gold medal for a 41-year-old.
Bobsled?
The monobob, the one-person bobsled.
Oh, yeah. They did a special on her. Yeah,
Pretty awesome.
Yep.
The U.S. and Canada will face off for Olympic gold for the 7th time since women's Olympic hockey debuted in 1998, which means all but once it's these two teams. The U.S. beat Sweden yesterday 5-0. Yeah. How about that? Abby Murphy, Gopher with a goal. Kendall Coyne Schofield, a member of the Frost with a goal. Few other goals. Taylor Heisey, both a member of the Frost and a Gopher. Got a goal. In college basketball last night, the Iowa State Cyclones, they're ranked 6th in the country, and they beat the number 2 ranked Houston Cougars. Not a huge upset, but it was a great win because they went on a 17-4 run to finish the game. Why do we care? Well, we don't, except that Nate Heisey was 3 for 3 from behind the arc, including the go-ahead bucket. That would be Taylor Heisey's brother.
Okay, I was wondering.
How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Checking your notes there.
No, just making sure everybody was hanging on like the seat of their pants.
It was like
Taylor Heisey scored a goal for the U.S. Her brother went on and hit 3 threes late in the game to win and up to lead the Cyclones over the Cougars. I'm just saying it's a good day for the Heisey family.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I was excited about it.
It's really cool.
Greenwood, good morning.
Greenwood, hi. How are you?
Good to have you with us this morning, Greenwood.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Do you love your national hockey team enough to go to the joint?
Ooh.
Apparently, a gentleman from Slovakia does. Check this out. A 44-year-old man from Slovakia. He's in Milan for the Olympics. Very excited to watch his team go up against Finland, opening a game of the event for the Slovakian national team. As I said, a 44-year-old who was wanted for a string of shop thefts going back to 2010.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's my spider sense tells me that's 16 years that he's been on the run, or just outside the grasp of authorities. His luck ran out. He checked into a guest house on the outskirts of Milan using a legit ID and his real name, and something popped up somewhere. I just picture a screen like in all the Jason Bourne movies, a bunch of people staring at computers, then ding, he just hit the grid.
Right.
Officers quickly tracked him down and took him straight to jail.
Wow.
So from Slovakia to Milan to a Milanese jail, apparently. They say he's going to serve just under a year, which begs the question, 16 years of freedom for 10 months in the joint? Sure thing.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
What are you kidding? Because he's 44 now, so I mean his best days are way behind him, as we all know. But 16 years ago, he was still in his 20s. So he got to run from 28 to 44. Those are the golden years.
Oh, boy.
And now it's like, yeah, chill out, dude. Take a break. Work on some crunches. Get yourself back in shape in that little cell for a year. The food will be great. You're in Italy. I assume they're actually sending him back to Slovakia.
Yeah, I would imagine he'll be exported, yeah.
Well,
I'm not at work, so that's good.
That is good. I mean, after 16 years, he probably wasn't really thinking about it. He probably wasn't like, wow, man, can I go to this game? He's probably just like, this is just living life as normal.
Well, the fact that you're traveling internationally tells me you're definitely not thinking about it.
Yeah, for sure.
You know who loves to see people like him traveling international? Interpol. At least based on all the movies I've seen, they love it when guys like him travel internationally.
And if there's anything that we haven't learned over the years is that those international capers are all very realistic.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure.
There's no question about that. The Olympics roll along, and I think more often than any time when we're watching the Olympics, we just can't help ourselves but think about that's impossible, or that doesn't look so hard. I mean, wait, because the rest of the year we're watching sports that we always watch. We don't even think about it because we've all tried to play football and basketball and tennis and the big sports you see. You've at least held a racket or you've swung a golf club. But there's a lot of things in the Olympics that make us think, well, that seems pretty easy.
How do you even get into bobsledding?
Thank you. Yeah, well, like what is the path? Because there's not Little League. You don't have bobsled Little League.
Yeah.
You've never heard a third grader say, after school today, I got bobsled practice.
Right.
I don't think. Maybe in Slovenia, but not here.
Right. Well, and the skiing high jump. Like when do you decide? It's time to get up on that big giant ramp.
How many downhill races have you lost before someone goes, why don't you try the ski jump?
Yeah.
No one goes into that intentionally. It's a punishment for being bad at slalom.
I thought it looked more like a reward for being bad at slalom.
Well, that's true too. Yeah. You know what? This isn't going to hurt your knees as much.
No.
But unless it could.
Might hurt the face more.
It might hurt the face more. ESPN got a whole bunch of people together, a bunch of what they would call sports experts, and they were like, okay, what actually are the hardest sports to excel in? What are the hardest sports to learn and be really, really good in? And then conversely, what are the easiest? And so I'm curious what you think the hardest sports would be. Like the top 10 hardest sports, and you got to think about everything involved with it. And what is it and to be really good at? Not necessarily top of the world, but just to be above simply competent at. That's, I think, what we're talking about. So I would love to hear what anyone thinks. 651-989-ROCK is the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line. Hardest sports to learn, Ryder, what comes to mind?
I think it's got to be cricket, right? Because that crap can go on for days.
Well, no. This is not the most boring sports.
Yeah,
this
or the
is
one that
hardest
takes the
sport
longest.
to learn.
Yeah.
The hardest sport to understand might very well be cricket.
Okay.
Because I've been watching sports my whole life, and I've seen a lot, and I will turn on cricket, and sometimes it's on TV when I've traveled in the past, and I give it a go. I'm like, well, I mean, it's obviously there's something happening, and no, there's not. There's not.
No?
It's guys just throwing a ball and hitting a really wide bat and then putting on ridiculous shin pads and then having tea. I'm not interested. Fletcher, what's a very difficult sport do you imagine?
I'm gonna just go with anything. Since we're in the middle of Winter Olympics, I'm gonna just go with any of the really tough skiing stuff. I mean, because it's like it's one thing to go down Buck Hill on the Bunny Hill, but it's another thing to go down an ice-packed freaking slalom course, buckling your knees at every turn, going 180 miles an hour. So I'm going to go with that.
No, great guess. Nowhere near the top 10, unfortunately.
Oh, okay, great.
Now, I guess they figure like, hey, man, for the people that are doing it, it's not hard to them. They do it their whole lives.
Are we going with more traditional stuff? Like I've heard baseball, it's extremely hard to hit a baseball, and I've watched people whiff that first pitch a lot.
It is very hard. Baseball/softball does make the top 10.
Okay.
Because if you want to be really, really good at it, and it's not even just about hitting a baseball, but it's not, fielding, throwing, catching, field, the whole 5-tool thing that you need to be a great baseball player. That's pretty tough.
I got one.
What's that?
Golf.
Golf is not on the list
really?
of the most difficult sports. In fact, according again to this ginormous ESPN Smarty Pants Smart Guy poll, it's on the easiest sports to learn.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I've been golfing for 30 plus years. I still can't hit the ball straight. What are you talking about?
These ESPS guys need to come play golf with me.
I think guys, a couple 3 lessons with the right person. I'm telling you, you get most golfers. If you really try to be good, you make up about 90% of how good you'll be. You get it in the first year. You know, I've been breaking 90 for over 30 years. I've never broken 80. It's like I got to where I could play bogey golf real fast, and then boy, it just never moved.
Plateau.
Yeah, it was just plateaued. It was like,
okay. All right.
Also on the list, this will be no surprise. Gymnastics. That makes perfect. That's hard as hell.
Yeah,
okay?
for sure.
But not golf. However, tennis made the list. Hardest sports.
Tennis is hardest?
It's draining you, your energy. I mean, you're back and forth. There's no, like in hockey, we can take, big circles every now and then if we're tired. Mm-hmm. This is stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. You've got the engineering, if you will, of the racket and placing the ball. And I don't know. With that.
John McEnroe taught us all how to stall. You know what I mean? You need to catch your breath. You just yell at the ump.
Yeah, but that takes breath to yell.
Nah, nothing. Number 5 on the hardest sports list, and I having never even gotten. Anytime I ever saw this in person, I thought to myself, "No way, wrestling."
Oh,
not WWE. I'm talking Roman Greco, old school wrestling, real wrestling.
751 number coming in on the text line
with
wrestling.
There is such an intensity to that, and I mean, even in a small town where I grew up in, the high school wrestlers that I crossed paths with, they were all sociopaths. They're crazy. They're walking around in those suits all the time, trying to sweat the weight down, and the amount of effort and just there's a special breed called wrestlers, and I'm glad not to know any of them.
I've skated since 3 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so I equate a lot of my sports comparables to hockey. You would think that going full bore, wide open, full strides would be the most exhausting part of hockey. It's not. It's when you lock up with somebody on the boards battling.
Sure.
And so I can see the wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really, really difficult.
Well, ice hockey, you'll be happy to know, does come in on the list of hardest sports to master. It's at number 2.
Oh.
Number 2.
Behind what? Who can skate and handle a stick?
Hold on. Well,
what's number 1?
Who can? Well, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people can.
Yeah.
I see hockey all the time.
But you were talking about doing well, right?
No, I know.
Figure skating number 1 then?
Nope.
Oh,
number 1, the sweet science. The sweet science, boxing.
Really?
Yeah, boxing.
Damn.
To be real, but anybody who's ever tried to just dance and hold your fists up for 3 minutes without throwing a punch, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
Just bob around. Just keep it up, and then think about. But why does every great boxing movie has to have the training montage? It's like, you don't get. And by the way, any fight you've ever seen, the greatest conditioned athletes ever, 6 rounds in, they're just, not even 6 rounds in. But I mean, it's all about. I guess what they're saying, to just even get to the level of conditioning. It's insane to imagine. How many heavyweights have we seen? Yeah. They win the belt and they finally get there, and then they're like, I'm cutting back. And if you cut back that training 10%, you're done.
Yeah,
you're
I suppose.
Toast.
That and all the technique that goes with it, you have to maintain while being, keeping your wind, etc. Yeah, I guess I can see that.
And on top of it, the guy in the ring opposite you, his goal is to punch you in the face a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's one thing to throw punches. It's another to avoid someone who's throwing punches at you. I can see it. I don't want to get anywhere near a boxing ring or a wrestling mat. I can tell you that right now.
I still don't know if it's harder than hockey, but yes.
I've never played ice hocky. I was a floor hockey demon. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, little plastic sticks and pucks and, middle school PE class. Come on, man. I was rocking it right there.
His neon orange plastic hockey stick.
Oh, incredible.
Okay.
Endurance, strength, power, speed, agility, flexibility, nerve, the ability to overcome fear, durability, hand-eye coordination, and analytic aptitude. Evaluate and react appropriately to strategic situations. So quarterbacking comes to mind. But that's the list. It's like, okay, think of these areas and come up with the most difficult and the easiest sports of all. We already told you they came up with boxing number 1. Nerve being a big part of that. You have to Mike Tyson said, the minute I walked into a ring and I wasn't afraid anymore, that's when I lost. It's like you got to be afraid. Yeah. Or, something's wrong with you.
You're right.
Ice hockey, similarly. There's just so many, endurance and strength and agility, and, it's so fast. Here are the easiest sports based on that ranking.
Okay.
They have number 10, golf. So based on the list of things I just said,
it's so surprising
endurance,
to me.
strength, power, speed, agility, flexibility. Look at Phil Mickelson. I'm sorry. Look at Craig Statler. His nickname was the Walrus, for God's sakes.
And the more I think about it, because initially when I saw golf, I'm like, that's just asinine. But then, like you said, you get 3 lessons and you're a decent golfer.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really, really hard to be one of the best in the world.
Yep.
It's not that hard to play the game.
Number 9 on the list.
But based on people who have destroyed their equipment, how is it not the hardest
There you
sport?
go.
I wrapped
unrealistic expectations, complete delusions of mediocrity.
Derangement syndrome, yeah.
Man.
I wrapped a 3-wood around a tree at Sundance once.
There you go.
Facts, yeah.
At least you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Cheerleading comes in on the list. Now, by this, I think they have to mean...
competitive.
No, they can't possibly mean competitive cheerleading.
This is the easiest.
It's horrifying to watch. My daughter did it. It's insane.
Yeah.
I think that they have to be thinking of
sidelines of football games.
HUSTLE, hustle. I think that's what they mean.
Just get the spelling.
A few more. Equestrian. Okay, I guess they're thinking.
The horse does all the work, right?
Pretty much, most of it.
I suppose.
Archery. How about this? This will piss some people off. Curling. Easiest ever.
No, I agree with that.
Bowling, shooting, billiards, if we're going to call it a sport. Okay.
Really?
But here's your number 1.
Billiards?
The easiest sport to master. And boy, are we about to annoy a lot of people. Fishing. Fishing. Actually, you know what? The best fisherman in the world would go, well, as an athletic pursuit, I get it. It doesn't mean you're going to go out and catch fish if you just practice real hard, but
right.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's kind of like probably similar to golf. Anybody can go sit on a boat and fish.
Yeah.
But like being really good at it and finding the fish is probably, although there's a lot of electronics involved.
I'm surprised. I just thought of one that actually came in at number 15 on most difficult side, which is rodeo. I would have thought that'd be a little higher.
Ooh.
Think about what you do. You're on the buck and bronco. You're wrestling a steer. You're doing all those things with
what about the nerves?
Ropes. We'll see.
You have to wear a helmet, so that means it must be at least a little bit hard.
Man, that's true. Our buddy Wally did just mention John Daly. Guys, golf is the easiest. Citation, John Daly. Dude's out there pounding heaters and cocktails while being a professional.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods always said, more than once, he said, if I had John Daly's talent, I would have never lost a tournament in my life. He's like, he blows me away. I just work hard. He's the most gifted golfer he's ever seen, John Daly.
I know.
Which, by the way, of the many gifts, I think is it Taoist, an old Taoist line? He with the most gifts has the most lung darts. Yeah, that's how that works.
That sounds right.
It's about balance. The universe is always looking for balance, guys. I can make anything for myself to eat, and I'll be fine with it. I have very low standards for what I need to eat at home. When I was in college, I'd make instant Spud Flakes, and I'd pour chunky soup over them, and you'd think it was a 5-star meal.
Oh, wow.
I'd be like, I'm not going to eat for 2 more days, and this is great. The whole thing cost me $3, and I'm good for 2 days.
Not even real potatoes?
No, God, no. What are you kidding? Who knows how to make real potatoes? I had a saucepan. I had a saucepan in a communal kitchen. Okay, didn't have much time.
All right, fair enough.
But I was fine with that. Ramen noodles were invented for me. I'm thrilled with ramen noodles.
I don't know. My 9-year-old would fight you for
Give
them.
me some mac and cheese, and I'll throw in a tin of tuna or a hot dog or anything, and just I'm good.
Okay.
But I would never say to anybody else, "Oh no, I got you." Check this out. Beyond now, I can make, as we know, a pretty special vat of chili. I'm good with a grilled cheese.
Okay.
That's about it that I would honestly be comfortable having you over for a meal.
Okay.
Okay? I'm just going to
those are 2 things I like eating, so I'm looking out
here.
here.
That's good. That's good.
Nice, yeah.
But no, saucepans and can openers are my best friends in the kitchen, generally speaking.
There you go.
Fletcher, where are you at with, are you just don't overthink it. Good cook? You feel good about it?
I would say like somewhere between okay and good.
Okay.
Like, I used to think I was actually pretty dang good.
Yeah.
And then this past Sunday, we had a little birthday celebration.
You were just recently dispossessed of this notion.
Yes.
Wow.
Because we were actually, you know what? I'll say it right now. It's Mom's birthday today.
Okay.
Oh, happy birthday,
Mom.
Fletcher.
Honestly, quick derail. the greatest mom that any son could ever ask for.
Beautiful.
So 2 days ago, what do you give her when when they get up there in age? There's not a lot. So we're like, you know what? You don't have to cook today. So me and my niece prepared. Basically, it ended up being a fettuccine Alfredo is what it essentially. That's not how it started out, but that's what it ended up being. My niece Jaden is a line cook at Mara, which is a very nice high scale Gavin Kaysen restaurant. Yep. And that's when I realized, I'm not that good.
Don't know anything.
No, because I knew what we were doing, but there's like all these techniques. And she's like, when you add this, you got to add some salt. When you put this ingredient in, you got to add some salt. It's just like all these little techniques that get the flavors right made me realize I'm just not that good.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, most of the problems with me is I'm just not adding enough salt.
That's kind of what you just said right there.
No, because it goes in at very specific times, and it's just like along the process.
Yeah.
Now,
lemon juice making things bright and all that kind of deal?
Lemon juice and basil gets crushed up at the very end. You don't want to put it in too soon, otherwise the acid goes bye-bye. It's like
finishing.
The whole process is crazy, man.
Ryder, where are you ranking?
I think I'm an amazing cook.
Nice.
And then Mr. Ryder thinks that I am
Yeah.
So I'm probably in the good-ish area.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I mean, we anytime we talk about food, the text line does light up. There's always suggestions. There's recipes. Somebody sent me a white chicken, a white bean chicken chili recipe a couple weeks ago, which I appreciated. Mm-hmm. I'm curious because as time goes by, it's one of those things you think you just get better at, and I probably am better at some things, but I just don't. You know what it really comes down to is I just don't care.
Okay.
I grew up in a house where it was bulk and over flavor. It was just make sure there's enough.
Right.
And if I got enough, I'm happy. 651-989-ROCK, Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text Line. Rank yourself. Only 7% of Americans say they suck at cooking, and I'm one of the proud 7. For the 43% of us say we're really good in the kitchen. That makes me think about the fact that every dude I know looks in the mirror and goes, I'm looking okay today. Yeah, it's going to be okay. I'm feeling kind of buff.
Yeah.
And it happens. It still happens to me sometimes. And I'm like, what? Who am I? What? Ugh. But we're all cooking way less than we used to, apparently, as a society. Which is probably that's a sure sign that things are ending sooner than they should. I just think the more we cook at home, the better, healthier everyone's going to be.
That's probably true. Yeah,
I mean, I
you're
try
using
and
real
live by
ingredients
that.
then.
But then Sarah said this on the Facebook page. I tried salsa meatloaf once. In theory, it sounds good, but just turned into meat slop.
Meat slop? Hey, listen. The right meat slop can set you free. My mom made a great goulash, and then I was probably in college, and I went to a Hungarian restaurant, and I was like, she's not making goulash. It's just her whatever's left in the kitchen stew.
Yes.
And she just called it goulash. Huh.
Oh, boy.
I ate, as I said, a large family. I'm the youngest of 8 kids and usually an exchange student along for the ride. My mom, Imelda, was just a bulk. She wasn't a chef. She was a cook. She could have worked in the Army. She just made food in mass amounts. And if you were talking spaghetti, it was ragu right out of the jar. I went to a friend's house when I was probably 7, and his mom made homemade tomato sauce, and I was like, what is
of course
this?
You were. Yeah, of course.
And then I didn't want to be rude, so I had another. By about 4 bites in, I was like, oh my god, God! I had no idea what I was missing.
Yes.
So the Gorman kids, everybody loves their mom's cooking, and what we'll always say is this: there was always enough.
Damn straight.
That's it. Hey, man.
Yes, that's a skill.
Hey, man. It's a skill I can't even begin to imagine. I have 2 kids, and there's days where I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do, guys. The cupboard's bare. Yeah, not exactly.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, KQRS. Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It is February the 17th. The Winter Olympics are rolling along. Zach Parisi's joining us on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text Line. Zach, good to talk with you this morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Great. We want to talk Olympic hockey, but first things first. First rock concert you ever saw, what was it?
The first, is Bryan Adams considered a rock concert?
Sure. Yeah, of course. Oh, cuts like a knife, baby. Of course that's rock.
Oh, yeah. I think it was 1994. My parents brought me that.
That'll work.
That'll work. One I saw.
Yeah, excellent. All right, we're off and running. Zach, so far, the U.S. men looking pretty good over there. The U.S. women looking great over there. But to the men's team, what are you seeing? Is there anything about what you've seen so far that gives you pause, or are you feeling confident as we move ahead?
I mean, I think everyone's feeling pretty confident. They've got depth, I think, when you look at their lineup, and even throughout the games. I mean, one game you got one line scoring, the next game you have the next line, the next game, the third line. Just they got a crazy deep roster, and they're all playing really well in different games and different times. That's hard to defend, but they come after you line after line after line. So I think, the Canadians do the same thing. So
sure.
I think that's the matchup everyone wants to see, but it'll be, they're playing really well right now.
Zach, what is a concern? You got NHL players. You're in the middle of a season. You take this 3-week break. You run across, halfway across the globe. What in the locker room can get in the way of a team's continuity? Is there anything? I mean, these guys are all pros, but this is a different level. I mean, I'm just thinking about the difference between when you switch gears like that, or it's just hockey's hockey and you still show up with the same mindset. Are there concerns when you're trying to put together a bunch of pros to get them to stay on the same page for 3 weeks?
I mean, I think for the Olympics in particular, I don't think there's any concerns. I think it's more of trying to rein them back a little bit. I think they're all so amped up to play for the country, play in this, because it's the first time a lot of these guys have gotten the chance to play in the Olympics with the NHL guys not having played in the last two. So, these guys have been waiting for these games for a long time. And so I don't see any hurdles like that. I see just full, guys willing to do whatever they have to do. And what's neat about the Olympics sometimes is that you'll have guys over here in the NHL that are, power play guys. They're 50 goal scorers. And then you go over there and you're not in that role anymore. So now you're a penalty killer. Now you're blocking shots. You see kind of the versatility of all the really, really good players. So again, to answer the question, I just don't see, I think it's the opposite. It's like everyone's just so excited to be there, and it's that attitude of we'll do whatever we have to do.
Zach Parise is with us on Gorman in the Morning. If you have a question for Zach, hit us up on the text line, 651-989-ROCK. You grew up in Minnesota. Your pops played for the Canadian national team. Little family dynamic going there? You guys are cheering for the U.S., you and your brothers. Your dad's going for the Maple Leaf, or was everything always cool?
His rule is he was always cheering for Canada until we started playing for the U.S. And if it was us against them, of course he was cheering for us. But he was a proud U.S. citizen when he converted to the U.S. But he always had the Canadian roots. And I think just the pride of him playing for Team Canada. He wasn't going to fully commit to the U.S.
Zach, it's Paul. I had an awesome opportunity to sit and chat with your dad once when he was on the road with you guys down in Chicago, and my favorite thing he ever said was the recovery drink from when he played, which was half orange juice, half Coors Light.
Yeah, not surprising, and a couple cigarettes too. The game has no doubt changed. It's changed so much in the last 7 years, but when you start throwing in 50 years, completely different animal.
Hey, so what other Olympic sport could you see yourself doing if this hockey thing hadn't worked out?
It's a good question.
Throw you down a luge? Maybe throw you down a luge, or?
I was watching that. I'm just thinking to myself, there is zero chance I would do that.
Sure.
How fast they're going, zero chance. I don't know. I like the biathlons. That's one where they shoot the guns.
Yeah.
I thought that's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Zach, I want to go back. I want to talk to you about your Olympic experiences. But before that, first time you were playing like as a junior, like the World Junior Championships, that would to me almost seem like the most exciting thing ever, because that's the first time on the international stage and you're literally just a kid. What do you remember about those early experiences?
The first ones would have been going to the under 18. So even the year before the World Juniors, you go to the under 18s, and that's when you kind of get the first, especially back then when there's not a ton of video, of course no social media, so you just get the first time to play against and see the Ovechkins and all these Russians that you hear about. And it's the first time you get to see them and play against them and compete with them. So it's a little eye-opening, but it's also a good measuring to see where you stand compared to these other guys that are really good. So, but we went over there and with the under 18s, and we ended up winning that tournament, beating the Russians in the finals, and then pretty much it was the same group that got back together and won the World Juniors. So we had a really good group of players for that age level that stuck together for a few years and won a lot of tournaments.
Man, I can only imagine. It's such a great thing. You always, when you watch these Olympics, you see these stories about the players, teammates, and rivals that you guys, you've known each other since your teen years. You look back now, you just name-checked a handful of guys. It's like, it is such a tiny fraternity in the grand scheme of things.
It is. And it's in when you find your niche in your age group and you're playing against those top players, you play against them, like I was saying, from when you're 17 until you meet again in the NHL, and then you play your whole career. So it's guys that you play against, you remember them, and you develop a pretty good heated rivalry with them.
Zach Parise's with us on Gorman in the Morning. Okay, your first Olympics, Vancouver. I'm assuming you walked in the opening ceremony?
We did not. So with the NHL schedule, the games had the hockey tournament started the second week, so it was week 2 and 3. So we were still playing NHL games while the Olympics started.
No.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah, bummer
For sure. Oh, and then of course you go to Vancouver, which is a city you already go to. It's kind of like, really? You can't go but at least you got Sochi in there afterwards, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, but I would have taken Vancouver 10 times over Sochi.
Little less jet lag.
It would have been nice to be in Italy, but Vancouver is such a great city, and what was nice about it too is we were, of course, we were in the village, but you had the ability to go to restaurants, you know what I mean, to get off the village, get out of there. And again, Vancouver's such an awesome place. When we went to Sochi, I don't think I left the village once. So it was like you're eating the same food every day for 2.5 weeks doing this. It got to be a little Groundhog Day-ish outside of the games. So Vancouver was a great experience.
Love that. Hey, Zach, let me ask you the question that you're going to be most excited to answer. Are you ready?
Of course.
How's the Edina U12 team doing?
Really good. We got some big upset last night, though.
Oh,
we lost. We ended up winning our district, so we got a 3-bye into regionals, but we ended up losing last night in our first district playoff game, which didn't mean much. We lost in a shootout 1-0, so a little hiccup, but the girls played really, really good. Just couldn't. It's the same story in 12 UB hockey as in the NHL. Sometimes you just can't find a goal. It's no different.
So are you coaching or are you dad or both? What's going on out there?
Coaching that one, head coach that one, assistant the Pee Wee team, and then assistant the Mites. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
That answers the question about how's retirement going. Yeah. Still a lot of hockey.
Yeah. The schedule's probably busier than it was when you played for the Wild.
Yeah, no kidding.
Much busier. I was texting Paul this morning, too. I'm like, hey, audible. I got to be on the ice for practice this morning, so thanks for being so accommodating. But in the rink, probably way more now.
All right. Well, hey, man, best of luck with the rest of the season. Go get him. Thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate you getting up early for us.
Yep, you bet. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the time, Zach. Seriously, he's probably more busy now than he was then.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
Well, sure. You're just trying to, doing your own schedule is one thing. Having to look out for U12?
Dude, I'm
herding cats.
I'm a coach and a coordinator for one team, for one level, and he's doing 3. He's insane.
Nah, forget that. The Winter Beer Dabblers coming up Saturday at the fairgrounds. We got tickets. We want to give them away. So let's play a game, Wisconsin, Texas, Florida, or WTF. Riders Edition. Ryder's going to share 3 news stories with us, and then we will try to see if we can figure out which state they happened in, either W or T or F. What the Wisconsin, Texas, Florida were these people thinking?
All right. Okay, so this first one, just before we get into it, I need you to know that everyone is fine, and somebody actually took a bullet in a very interesting place.
Okay. Somebody opened fire on 3 radio station DJs working an overnight gig in. One of the on-air hosts was hit and is in the hospital last check. And the station was just about to add security cameras, it says, but they hadn't been installed yet. Well, the shooter, meanwhile, was described as wearing a mask and a hood and somehow made it into the building overnight, says the rep for.
We don't know why. That's quite a concern of ours. And we're not quite sure if it's a personal issue or a music issue.
Well, police say the shooting happened while two of the DJs wrapped up their show and the third DJ was about to start their show. No mics were on because at the time, music was on the air.
Again, he's fine. The DJ got shot in the butt.
Oh, boy.
What?
Man.
Well,
yeah.
There's a Morrissey song waiting to happen about this caper.
Absolutely. Okay, so there's your first one, Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida.
Okay.
And then here is a very adventurous cat.
If Disney ever makes another sequel to Homeward Bound, we've got a nominee for the role of Sassy the cat. George lives with a family in and after a recent trip to the vet for a little surgery, he decided to check himself out of the animal hospital early. As Fox 13's Evan Moon tells us, George was homeward bound, even though home was 3 miles away.
Where's George?
This courageous cat has a tale to tell.
He was able to pop that cage open, and he sprung out of there, and he was gone in seconds.
George the cat went to SPCA Florida to get neutered, but turned into a feline fugitive.
The SPCA employees ran off into the woods to find him, and they're not going to chase down a cat. That's not going to happen.
And George, even for a cat, wasn't thinking clearly.
So he still had silly drugs in his system.
But miraculously, days later, George made it miles back home to his parents. His owner describes his journey.
If I had got stuck at the SPCA, I would have called an Uber. All right, but George didn't have that option. So I was distraught. And heartbroken. He needed a human touch, and that's what he got.
Evan Moon, Fox 13 News.
Wow.
Now, there's a great backstory here, too. Evan and her photographer, Kevin, when they went to George's home or on their way there, the owner called and said, sorry, he's gone again. He had left. A lawnmower scared him off, and so he ran off again. But he made his way back, and then, as you saw there, was ready for the camera.
George doesn't like to be held back.
No,
or held down.
You can't stop a George. You can neuter him, apparently, but you can't stop him.
I don't know that he needed the human touch. I think he just needed his testicles.
Man, Georgie boy, fair enough.
So he still had silly drugs in his system.
Silly drugs.
Okay, so the runaway cat, wanted his testicles.
Oh my God!
You guys got any drugs? What are you looking for? I don't want nothing silly.
No silly
So
drugs.
he still had silly drugs in his system.
Jeez.
Oh, okay.
All right, George.
Wow. Wow.
And then we got a very, very ballsy driver on a car chase.
A man on the run from police steals a police car. It all ended with a crash and dramatic takedown. And tonight, we'll tell you how it all started. Kendall Keys is live in where the crash happened. And Kendall, officers from 3 jurisdictions were trying to capture the same man.
Right, Derek, we're talking several chases over the course of Tuesday morning. It would all finally come to an end here at this intersection. The man crashing the police car he stole and officers tackling him.
It was a bit chaotic, that is for sure.
The dramatic takedown of a wanted man caught on camera.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
But before officers tackled the man, police say he first stole their squad car.
It looked like he just bolted out and went straight for it.
The suspect hopping in a police car and knocking several officers to the ground. Dave Willems watched it all go down near 116th and North.
Obviously, he was on a mission for chaos.
12 News learning the chaos started just before 4 in the morning Tuesday. The man jumped out of his car and into a police car.
Honestly, it wasn't going that fast. I think he was in shock himself of what he was doing.
Driving a mile and a half before crashing the squad.
Kendall, we are still waiting tonight, though, on some clarity from police officials on how the suspect was able to get away with one of their squad cars.
They do say they're conducting an internal review to figure out how that man was able to drive off in a squad car.
Here's the answer.
Obviously, he was on a mission for chaos.
Yeah. I mean, whereas the Blues Brothers were on a mission for God, this gentleman, all close but no cigar, a mission for chaos.
Right.
Yes.
I imagine he was able to steal the cop car because the door was open and it was running. I think that's pretty simple. 2 + 2 comes up with 4.
And maybe he was on silly drugs.
Could have been silly drugs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair enough.
Wow.
That's three good stories. And on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talking Text line, Andy in Independence has the answers. Let's get to it, Ryder, to recap.
Okay, recap. First up, we have the DJ who was shot in the buttocks.
DJ shot in the butt.
Yeah.
I based on absolutely nothing. I'm always looking for a sign or a tip off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say Florida.
Okay.
Because, I don't know, they like radio and gunplay. I don't know. Florida.
Fletcher, what are you thinking?
So yeah, you did a good job. The thing you did a good job with this week, I think, is with all three is disguising the breadcrumbs. And I would say that I have a standby rule in this game. When it's nuts, I say Florida.
Andy, give him the bad news.
It's Wisconsin.
Son of a...
No!
A Madison station, nonetheless.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
those freaking Badgers.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, then there was the cat who got neutered and then ran away.
George
and then
the cat.
ran away again because he
Yeah.
was on some silly drugs. Steve, what do you think?
I was just like, it's just a kind of a nice, heartwarming story. I don't know. It just something about it screamed Midwest, even though it's a tough time of year to be taking anyone's nuts off. So I'm still going to say Wisconsin.
All right. Fletcher, what are you thinking, man?
You know what? There's no reason for me to bog this down. I'm on the exact same path as Steve. Wisconsin.
Andy again with the bad news.
Oh, God.
Bad news. It's Florida.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Hey, just for the record, Big Lake Nate is on the right path. He texted in Luther Westside Volkswagen Talking Text line and went Wisconsin, Florida. So far, he's on.
Okay, and then the last one. There is a high-speed chase going through a couple of different jurisdictions, and then eventually the guy running away just jumps into a police squad car. Steve?
I mean, just to complete the cycle of lunacy, I'll just go one for each. I'm going to say Texas.
Okay, this one seemed, I don't know, this one just, I felt like I picked up on some accents a little bit. It seemed a little kind of innocent in the chaos, so I'm going to go with Wisconsin.
Andy?
Another crazy Packer fan.
Wow.
One.
Nice
I got
work.
one.
That's in Wisconsin.
That's one more than I got. Andy, congratulations.
Yeah,
nice
well done,
job,
Andy.
brother.
Way to run the gauntlet.
Thanks, man.
And Big Lake Nate nailed it, too.
Yeah,
well done,
fair
Big Lake
enough.
Nate.
Hang on, Andy.
I got to do one more shout out to the birthday girl, my ma. This is her favorite thing that we do.
Okay,
and
right
she sucked as bad as we did. She texted me FWW. So
Okay.
she got one like I did.
That's
She was
all right.
identical to me. So
Okay, well, next year, right around this time, we'll have Mama Fletcher call in and
Yeah.
play WTF with
all right,
us.
I like it.
Yeah.
That sounds like a plan.
She'll never do it, but we'll try.
Hey, the 2026 Tee It Up Golf Card number 2 is on sale now. Save big bucks while golfing 7 courses. You really shouldn't miss out. It's a bargain for the linksman. Get on it. Buy your card today at 92kqrs.com.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92KQRS. Streaming from 92kqrs.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92KQRS. If you haven't heard, Robert Duvall died yesterday. 95 years old, to say the very least, an icon of cinema and film, an absolute
100%.
legend. Right off the bat, everybody thinks so Godfather or The Great Santini or Tender Mercies. The list goes on and on and on and on. And a great movie along the way from 2009, Crazy Heart. And I want to talk with my buddy Brian Phillips. Brian Phillips is, if this were a mob movie, he's the boss of all bosses around here. He's everybody's boss at Cumulus, and he's a good friend of the show. And Brian was a big part of the film Crazy Heart, so I figured who better to talk to about the great man. Brian, first of all, thanks for calling in. Good morning.
Hey, Steve, Fletcher, Ryder. Thanks. I'm really glad to be on with you guys. 'Cause I know you're movie fans.
So we certainly are. Robert Duvall, the performances speak for themselves, but he strikes me as such a unique character, as in himself, off screen. And you made the film Crazy Heart with him. Give me the quick make of the man. What was he like to work with? What was he like to hang with?
Well, he was. It's almost two different people. There was the filmmaker perfectionist, and then there was there was a guy. He was a guy who was very loyal to people. Most of the people who made Crazy Heart had worked. He was very loyal to the group of people that he worked with before, who he felt a kinship with. So that a lot of people who worked on Crazy Heart were including the director of photography, were people from Sling Blade, and which Duvall also appears in.
Right.
And so he was great on set to everyone. He was a wonderful. He was a wonderful person to work with. Very intense. He didn't do a lot of. He had a very small part in Crazy Heart, so I didn't. He was, it was almost. He had a series of cameos, so I didn't have to deal with Duvall, the complicated actor, as much as he was our co-executive producer, and I was that thing which I think all actors will tell you, and everybody who works on movies will tell you that they hate the most. Which is the guy? I was the suit from the studio on the set. Nobody wants that. But it was 28 days in Santa Fe, and I think Duvall, in his own way, I think he sensed that I was really. He read people really well. He listened more than he spoke, and he picked up from me that I was intimidated by him, and he set out to undo that. And the great thing about a movie is that it gives you, for better or worse, it gives you 18 hours a day to do nothing but sit around and wait for a shot to be set up. And we shot 28 days in 2008 in Santa Fe in the summer. And it was 100 degrees, and we're outside talking, and I had a lot of time to speak with him, and I realized that he called me. I was part of the MTV films group. We're making the movie for the business known as CMT Films, which was associated with country music television. And so he knew me as, he'd call me CMT Guy. He wouldn't call me Brian, but he'd have fun, and he loved to debate, loved to argue, loved to he knew so much about so many things. And to me, I think if you look at the body of work in the guy's career, you see all these flashes of, he never really inhabited the same character twice, did he? I mean, among you guys, which films ring the bell, aside from the ones Steve mentioned? Which ones ring the highest for you?
I mean, Tom Hagen, and then Godfathers 1 and 2, and Apocalypse Now. Because I'm a kid I came of age in the '70s. Those are the first ones that jump out. But Tender Mercies is kind of a standalone. There's nothing to even say. Just if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It's one of those.
And for me,
he was such a music guy.
Yeah.
And Tender Mercies reflected that. Crazy Heart reflected that. The music for Crazy Heart was done by T-Bone Burnett and a guy named Stephen Bruton, and won Academy Awards. And, of course, Jeff Bridges won the Academy Award for Best Actor for Crazy Heart. And Duvall was somebody that I saw, I guess, for the first time. I figured out when I was 12. I remember seeing Network in a theater. He plays a network broadcast executive, and he's just, he's a mile a minute angry New Yorker, which is completely different. Everybody, and yet he's used to the, napalm lines from Apocalypse. He gets approached by people who want to talk about The Godfather, of course, but if in those 28 days in Santa Fe with a lot of tourists, taking time to meet Duvall, and Duvall being very gracious with them, I would say the common thread for most people is Lonesome Dove. People remember that Gus McCrae character from the television, the miniseries, as it was called, Lonesome Dove, more than anything else. And that was, I think that's probably the bond that he has with the average person. That character is so rich and so perfect for him, which is funny because at his heart, he's such a New York guy.
Right. We're talking with Brian Phillips about Robert Duvall. Brian was one of the producers on a film, Crazy Heart, with Robert Duvall. He is definitely of an age and of a time, sort of post-World War II, when there was just such a uniqueness to him and so many other actors of his generation. They were all their own people. Like a lot of actors now, fair to say you can lump them in pretty similar categories. He came up, Hackman and Hoffman and De Niro and Pacino and all these guys that all had this almost like they all had their own lane, and he was no different. A Northern Virginia guy, very, very much an original, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think he absolutely. And when we talk about Santini, for those who saw The Great Santini, which is one of Duvall's favorite pictures, Bob himself was the son of a Navy admiral, and he was marked to go into the Naval Academy, and instead wound up living with Dustin Hoffman and Gene Hackman in New York as an actor, which must have come as a surprise to his dad, the admiral.
I imagine.
But it was, but some part of the way Duvall carried himself in every role, the way he rode a horse in Lonesome Dove, the way he, his body language over and over again is the Santini character, the even the Tender Mercies character is he's got a way of a posture and a sense of himself that probably comes from that military brat background a little bit. But it is the great thing about, if I had to sum it up in one experience, is there was a moment of eruption on the set of Crazy Heart in the background where Duvall goes off because we've made an editorial decision to eliminate a scene. This is again proving the loyalty of the man to his friends. Is a son of a great friend of his was in a what Duvall considered to be a pivotal scene that went on for like 34 or 35 minutes, and it just nobody felt that it was an essential part of the story except Duvall.
Right.
And the novelist who wrote the book that Crazy Heart's based on. There was some credit to him, but the scene had to go. And Duvall wrote like an 11-page single space, a brilliantly written and conceived argument for the scene. And then he also had a flash of about a 2-minute tantrum where only he talked. Which, think about this. You are eye to eye with Robert Duvall, who you've seen act this out, on gigantic screens your whole life. And he's not stopping to breathe between words or sentences.
Right.
He's just, and you're locked eyes with Robert Duvall, and he's mad. And you think, oh my, or you start living outside yourself. You're like, is this real or is this a movie? What am I didn't know whether to give him, I didn't know whether to try to make an argument or to hand him $10 and go buy a bucket of $12 popcorn.
Yeah, right.
He was just so impassioned in everything that he did, and it was great to me. And he was also the life of the party. If I have one great memory that I'll take away is, and those are long days. It was shooting in Santa Fe. You got to shoot a lot early in the morning before the winds kick up.
Mm-hmm.
And so we shot a lot right around dawn. And those were very long days, staying at the Hotel Santa Fe. And there was a small group of us. We're at this hotel. And Duvall, who was already 78, could be counted on every day after shooting to come rattling through the hallway at the Hotel Santa Fe. And remember, he's 78 and he's worked all day. He's the producer. He's helping the first-time director. He's walking in and out of scenes, and he's on set all day. And there'd be a banging on my hotel door. Hey, CMT Guy. where can you see some live music in this town? I want to go see some music.
Nice.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Very cool.
Like, Bobby, go to bed. Yeah.
Nah, he knows what keeps a man young at 78. That was it. Brian Phillips,
right.
hey, these are all fantastic. We could hear these stories for an hour. I know you're a busy man. Thanks so much for calling in.
Thanks, you guys. Love the show. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Wow.
You get one chance to make a movie with somebody. Duvall's on the short list, to be sure.
Yeah.
Today's last word, courtesy of Robert Duvall himself.
Nice.
Right.
Not a quote from a character, but Robert Duvall, the man.
Got it.
In an interview once said, if I ended my career on TV, I wouldn't mind doing a series if it was a Western and I played a mute gunfighter, just so I wouldn't have to remember lines every week.
There we go.
Can you imagine someone?
Yes.
Why didn't he gave that interview and nobody thought to put together a show like that night about a mute gunfighter and starring? What the hell's wrong with Hollywood? I would have watched the hell out of that show.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
What'd he say? He just let his guns do the talking. Hey, tomorrow on this show, we're going to be playing Twin Cities Civil War at 8:10 in the morning.
Whoa.
Stephen Hyden's going to stop by. Comedian Brian Miller's going to stop by. Oh, by the way, that Twin Cities Civil War, because we're going to be giving away tickets. To what, you might ask? Well, you got to wait, because in about an hour from now, Paul Fletcher, you've got a bit of an announcement to make.
I would put it into the range of huge concert announcements.
Yes.
Is that fair?
We don't do Twin Cities Civil War unless it is a huge concert. So.
Yeah. So at 11 o'clock, Paul Fletcher on this very station will share with you a humongous concert announcement.
It's a big one.
Absolutely. And then shortly after that, like around 11:45, go commercial free. Couple chances to fly away to that Rockville thing. I mean, who doesn't want to go see a 4-day rock show at Daytona Speedway?
Hell yeah.
Nobody I want to know. Keep it right here. Minnesota's 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.